Let's talk licensing. I know, everyone's favorite subject, right? Well, gang, when you have a Catalyst 3650 or 3850, by default, unless something else has been done, you have a device that's ready to run as a switch, but access point licensing is necessary in addition to be able to support functioning as a mobility controller. And so you will need to add some licenses. So you can see that we can view in software activation in our administration section our licenses that are associated with this device. We can see the number of access point licenses, the number that are currently in use, how many access points are connected. We can activate licenses. And you'll see that we have different types of licenses and their counts that are associated with this. All right, so we can manage that through the GUI and observe that, and we can add additional licenses here if necessary. And of course, we can do that in the CLI. License, right to use, activate, AP count 50, slot 1, accept EULA. So in this case, what we're saying is I want to enable 50 support for 50 more access points. Now, where you're going to do this is on the mobility controller, and that's important to remember. So if I have localized mobility controller function, it'll be right there on the switch. However, if I've pointed that upstream to a localized controller like 5760, and this is just functioning as a mobility agent, well, then again, this is where we put in the licenses, because all the access points really end up communicating all the way through, right, to reach that device. And so that's going to be what provides support for each of the different access points. So again, that keeps it consistent, keeps it centralized, make sure that it works correctly. When we look at these, again, right to use licenses, there's different types of licenses. IP services, for example, is one that you will need, an IP base in order to support wireless, and then access point count licenses for each of the access points. You can have them be pre-installed when you order, or you can add additional licenses. You can also activate at any point an evaluation license to try that out, a demo or trial for up to 90 days. Again, in that command line syntax that we were looking at right here, again, we can activate the evaluation version right there, and then that'll be able to support the evaluation needs that we have. We can add additional licenses. That's the adder license command. So again, just supporting additional access points. And the whole point here, licenses can be transferred between controllers as necessary. So it's not burned into the controller. We can remove a license from a controller and then add it to another controller down the road if we need to. So again, if we're looking at our license environment here in the graphical interface, again, IP services, AP count, right? There's our base. This didn't have any pre-installed, so we've got 0 there. And then we have our additional access point support. We bought and paid for 5 more, and those have been activated here, right? So that is how we create our association here. In the graphical interface, here's how you can enable the evaluation mode if you would like, just to kind of kick the tires for that limited period of time. All right, that is licensing in a quick nutshell.